This is your last chance. That's why it's written in the creepy looking kind of Halloween type text. Your mini mastery that I gave you back is not in math yet. I did not put grades on them yet. You were allowed to grade yourself, but it needed turned back in. So if you haven't done that yet, you need to do that. It says mini mastery at the top. It needs turned back in.
Wait, you passed the mini mastery out? Because I didn't get that.
And then people like changed answers or went ahead and gave themselves a grade. And then I got, so those of you that have turned it back in, those of you that did turn it back in are Lindy, Misk, Addie, Margot, Christian, Jana, Gabe, Lily, Ivan, Nate, Destiny. I have your mini masteries. If I didn't read your name, I need your mini mastery. But I think that's my only folder of to be graded stuff. All right, so this is Nico. I owe you guys an apology because I was not at extensions yesterday, although some of you probably didn't notice because if you didn't come to get help or anything. But if you did come to get help, it's Nico's fault that I wasn't here. He has a little incision site. He had surgery to remove a little mass that we were concerned might be cancerous. And when it's on your paw, that's a thing. All right, it's not Friday. I know. I need to turn this alarm off. Sorry, I have alarms to warn me when I got to finish teaching, right? And I need to turn my Fridays off. So that's Nico. He's one of the 4 wolf pack that we have. I have realized that I haven't shown you guys pictures of my dogs, so I'll start to fix that. Did we talk about mini graph paper in the back of the room? Okay, I have mini graph paper right behind Christian over in the paper center. So where all your graph paper is, to the left of the big rack thing. So if you are revising stuff, we use mini graph paper. For anyone who got super motivated and wants to see the answers to 1, 2, 6, if you already did it, obviously they're on Schoology if you try hard enough. But also, here are your answers to 1, 2, 6 real quick so that they're recorded and in the video. But we're not going to take a long time on that. We can come back at the end of class if you want. We're going to go ahead and dive into 1, 2, 7. Does anyone want to read? Gabe, you want to read for us nice and loud?
Okay. So far in this section, you have worked with probabilities involving one specific desired outcome. Now you'll investigate probabilities of compound events. Compound events are events with combinations of outcomes. In today's lesson, you'll find the probability that either one event or the other event occurs. In chapter 4, you will consider the probability that both one event and another event occur.
Compound probability. What did we learn this morning if you've been to Foundations? That the STEM com means?
Together?
Miss Lassenane, some backup. What's com mean? Yeah, you were, yeah. Yeah, com means together. When we're talking about compound events, we're talking about multiple things happening together. Right? So compound events are multiple things happening together. So we got Thomas. And I think this is on your paper, right? So this is on your paper. Thomas helps around the house by doing one chore after school. Really, only one? But all right, so he does one chore. Each day, Thomas and his aunt use the spinner at the rate to decide which chore he will do. Here's what Thomas knows. Actually, go and take a second on your paper, grab a highlighter, highlight what you think is important. Highlight what you think is important. You got plenty of highlighters. As if you start to run out or whatever, let me know.
Sorry, do I have a blue highlighter?
You guys think it's important over here?
Stuff.
Or how do I like go? Anyway.
Just everything.
Oh, wait.
What is important in this situation? I would suggest using a highlighter to get some color to it.
Where are you getting that? Okay, so guys, the section is about
All right, so gut reaction. Gut reaction, when you look at the spinner, June, what's your gut reaction about that spinner and like what chore is likely?
Clean bath. Is it clean bedroom?
Clean bedroom, right? Why do you say clean bedroom?
Well, because vacuum and clean bathroom are the same. So,
Ooh.
but rake leaves and then do the laundry are both one half of whatever the.
They tell us clean bathroom and vacuum are equal in size. The sections rake leaves and do laundry are equal in size.
And so clean bedroom is like bigger because
It's bigger.
it just has
Yeah, literally, it's bigger.
yeah.
Right? And one of those, like, define a word with it's bigger because it's bigger. And if we look at the fractions, so guys, on your paper, if vacuum is 1/4, what's clean bathroom? Also 1/4. So go ahead and put a 1/4 up here beside clean bathroom. And since we want to get comfortable talking about these things in different ways, if you want to go ahead and put a percent there, what percent would we put there, Margo? 25% would be for each of them, right? Because the right half of this is half of it, right? The right half is half. So 25%, another 25%, that would make the right half 50%. Chat with your teammate about how we might be able to find out what is this missing section, and then we know that we can cut it in half because they're equal. How could we figure out that missing section? Chat with each other.
Okay, so if this is 50%.
What do you think, Alex? You look excited over here.
So I divided by third, and I think just divide it by 2, and then we get the answer.
Well, that sounds like a guess. So we don't want to guess. We want to use like an intelligent solving process. What do you mean for technically? For what? Now wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically. Now, if we lump this together, sure we can call it 4. If we put all of it together, how much do we have? Well, 5 sections, but if we were talking like percentages, if we literally talk about the whole thing, because we wrote a percent over here, and we can write a percent over here for this part. If we totaled up all of the percents, what would we have? 100%, right? So really what we have to start is 1 whole, and then we can start taking away the fractions that we know, right?
Are they all squared up equally? So then, can we really say that that's one of the 5 pieces that gets 1/5? No, that's not right. We got to think a little harder. I'm worried about this group back here. I think you guys took the easy answer and then you moved on to talk about something fun.
How? Wait, this would be 50%.
The most common mistake. The most common mistake. Hey guys, if you want a seating chart, keep doing what you're doing. The most common mistake is to count these up and say, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. Rake leaves is one of the 5. 1/5, right? No.
Wait,
Why? Miss?
because they're not equal in size.
They're not equal in size. But one thing that I think we could all agree on is if I look at the entire thing, the total thing, and talk about percentages, what would be my total percentage? 100. Which really the total here is 1, right? I have 1 spinner. Everyone on your paper write down 1 minus. Yeah, 1 and then a minus symbol. Just kind of
Negative 1 or just like 1?
if you think you have space on that paper, this is on that paper, and there's a little bit of space here, like below A. You could write this below A on the paper. What's up, A? you're saying is true. You're just jumping ahead of me. Can you work with me? So, can you write down 1 minus? All right, bring it back. If we are trying to figure out, we good? Guys, I see some people who don't even have pencils in their hand, and we're in the middle of solving a problem. Come on, you're obviously not giving a crap. So, like, Miss Hassanein and Howard, we all hang out in the morning. We were chatting about different stuff. There's a point in life where you either have to decide you give a crap and you're going to put in effort, or quit. And like, you can't really quit school. So I need you to give a crap. Or if you can't, like, you can leave and like go to the office and call your parents and like you can go home, honestly. But if you can't do school, like, don't make it worse for everybody else. Don't make us babysit you. Like, come on, either give a crap or honestly go somewhere else. Right? I got some people that I shouldn't have to keep asking you to pick up a pencil and write something. Ivan?
Is it 1/8?
Well, I don't know, because you're just trying to jump right to the answer. We got to do some work.
Alright.
We have a whole spinner. And we're going to say this purple section is 1 minus, right, what do we already know that we have? How much of the spinner is here? A what? A fourth. So in here, we're going to write down 1. Oh, that's a highlighter. It's not convenient. 1/4. What then is vacuum? Also 1/4. What then is clean bedroom? 1/3. Depends what you like better, but I mean, it's good to work in fractions right now because that's what we're going to need to master. Do I have any other sections that I know? No. So, before, Christian, before I'm allowed to add those fractions, what do we need to do?
Find the common denominator.
Common denominators. Class, anybody. What would be a good common denominator to use with 4 and 3? Anybody? 12. So we want to do times 3 over 3, times 3 over 3, and times 4 times 4, which is gonna make, ooh, careful, make sure we write our work out, guys. Everybody should be writing right now. Raphael, everybody should be writing right now. Well, if you know, why aren't we doing it? Finish that out and work with your partner to see if you can agree. Now remember, what we're calculating right now is that entire purple space. Then we got to split it.
I don't know what's going on. It could be, yeah, it is because I simplify, because I love simplifying. Well, it's 5 students. Yeah. But listen, okay, but then if we minus 1, listen, then we have to minus 1.
3 12 plus 3 12 plus 4 more 12. How many 12s? 10. 12. Wait a minute. 1 whole. Can anyone give me a suggestion for what to do with 1 whole to make this problem easier? Ivan? Or like able to actually do the subtraction, I guess. I don't know about easier, but I mean, what do you mean get rid of? I mean, I can replace it with something. Keegan? Okay, and how many, if I have a whole pizza and I cut it into 12 slices, How many twelfths do I have? I got 12 twelfths. This is 12 twelfths minus 10 twelfths. What is that going to give us? Anybody? 2 twelfths.
1/6.
Hold on. If 2 twelfths is this entire space, if 2 twelfths is the entire rake leaves and do laundry, what, Nate, sitting back there today, what would be one of these regions if we look at like just do laundry? If both of them together are 2 twelfths, what would each of them get? Oh, you're always walking fast. Maddie? 1 12th. If together they are 2 twelfths, do laundry would get 1 12th, and rake leaves would get 1 12th. So together they could be 2 twelfths. Questions? Show that on your paper. Get some work to support that. Rake leaves is a 12th. Do laundry is a 12th. I don't have a system like this at home. There's like a spinner or something that like, Lily, what do you guys do?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
You can divide it like just like with your eyes into 12 parts. So why, like? Oh,
I mean,
looked at it
if you
wrong.
can divide that into 12 parts just with your eyes or manually, you're better than me. But we always want to do the math to verify, because they could be playing a trick on us, and it might not split up nicely. You know what I mean? Like 3 and 4, I get it. The denominator of 3 and the denominator of 4, these work nicely to get to 12ths. But what if the answer we actually got was 2 14ths or 2 16ths? Like it doesn't always work out nicely. Yeah, what I'm saying is do the math. Do not assume that it's going to come out nicely. All right, your guys' binder. Okay, look at Look at part B. So guys, you should have for part A on your paper, you should have gotten 1 12th like we had up there, and I'll scroll down again. But part B says, well, Thomas really hates cleaning the bathroom. Right? And I'm scrolling down so you can see the work in case you're still copying. What are the chances he will not clean the bathroom? Talk with your teammate.
Okay, guys, listen. So this is 25%, and we need to add, like, regardless. So basically, this has a 25% to not clean, to clean the bathroom, which means he has a 10% of not cleaning the bathroom. Done. I love that you're on. I love that you're only because I'm good at math.
Well,
Anyway, I'm just excited because we're learning practice and I love it. So,
I'm gonna steal that little audio off of the YouTube video, and I'm gonna make that my ringtone. I'm just really excited because we're learning fractions, and I love fractions. Like that was so. I love what you just said. It's so good. And guys, I agree with Miss. Fractions are better. And like that's not opinion. This is a statement of fact. Fractions are better. We'll get into why, but that's a statement of fact.
wait, Mr. Hudson, what are you making your ringtone?
Miss was up here talking with them, and she just said, like, I'm really excited because we're learning fractions, and I love fractions. And it was just a very quick snippet of, like, it's what I love to hear. All right, so, Jana, what? I know, there's 2 of them. I gotta cover those up. Jana, I know you and June, I know at least June got to this point. Hopefully you were chatting with her. What is the probability that we will clean the bathroom?
3/4. I mean, 1/4.
1/4, right? We already talked about that. But if we want to say, look at me, so I know you're listening. This is what we call the complement, which is weird, but it means the rest of it. So if we don't want to clean the bathroom, Jana, June's already shouting it out, but what is the rest of the spinner? 3/4. Because what we can write down for B is that was 1. It was the spinner, the whole thing, minus the 1/4 that we knew. You could write this on your paper if you want to have some work to support it. Because what that becomes is 4/4 minus 1/4. So we get 3/4, which Addie is reminding us turns into, give me the fraction first, 75 over 100, which can turn into 75%. He will not clean the bathroom. So if he hates it, it's a pretty good chance he won't have to.
But there's also a chance he could.
Yeah, there's still a chance he could.
I was extra and did like the common denominators of the 12 and then like simplified it.
But did you get the same answer? So it might have been extra, but it was still right.
Could I please have Liam Tyler to the office? Liam, please come to the office. Thank you.
All right, so 20 is still on your paper, and I want to go ahead and do this one. I think I'm just going to jump over 19 and then see if we can go back to. I know it's 119 and 120 and whatever, but or no, we did one. We're good. That was 119. So this is actually in order today. Who would have thought? Check out 120. Read it on your own with your partner. Go ahead and start processing. You don't really need me. I shouldn't say that too loud. But
We need
you don't really need me.
What is P clean bathroom? What is P regular?
You already have these written down on your paper. Yeah. I'm not really asking you to do any math.
So we just talk about it, guys.
Well, I mean, like, write it down, like, off to the side there, right? All right, I guess you guys probably don't need much time. Every time I look at your card, it just makes me laugh, Lily, because it says King Lily Johnson, and it's just funny. But then I guess that also brings up the whole thing about the monarchy over and okay. We don't need to talk about that. You'll talk about that in probably global cultures. Well, the Queen died, right? Queen Elizabeth died, and now King Charles is going to take over.
Imagine I could. I did the very
I think
last
there's been
video.
multiple King Charleses. Because he was crazy. He's not that.
He was a bad.
Lily, he's a bad person, but we don't need to get into that. Lily, what was the King Lily? What is the probability? Bring it back. What's the probability of clean bedroom? 3/12. She's gonna go ahead and give me 12ths because that works out nicely. So wait, clean bedroom. Are we sure that was 3/12? Because it was 1/3. If clean bedroom was 1/3, how many 12ths is it? 4/12, right? So clean bedroom's actually 4/12. Be careful, make sure we're looking at the right. Because guys, I know bedroom, bathroom, they look really similar. So your eyes might be playing tricks on you. What is the probability of rake leaves? Lindy, sorry, I thought you were leave. Lindy, what's our rake leaves? 1/12. Hold up. Either of those results will make Thomas's aunt happy. Because the bedroom's dirty, pigsty in there, you got clothes everywhere, you need to pick that up. Also, outside there's rakes all over the place. There's leaves all over the place. You gotta do one of these things tonight, is what she's hoping. Give me your focus, Robbie. What do you see, Christian?
There's so add it together and then.
Why?
Because she wants either.
Hey, you're not listening. Which one, you're being disrespectful, and two, Christian's dropping knowledge on us. Fix your behavior or sit somewhere else. Okay, I've already talked with you guys multiple times. Can you handle this or do you need to move right now? Because you're being disrespectful to your classmate, and that's unacceptable. We're learning right now. Join us. Christian, sorry, go again.
The aunt wants either of it, so you add it together and then minus it by 12.
You should write this on your paper. When either will make you happy, I don't have to choose. I don't have to pick. I can add these, and actually the probability of Thomas's aunt saying, woo, you did what I wanted you to do, is what now? 5/12. Right? The probability that he does one of those things is 5/12. So we went ahead and answered part B. I wrote it up here, but that's really for part B. We add them together. Now, this really, And the note that I want you to put on your paper, this is what we call an OR situation. And OR tells us to add the probabilities. So OR tells us to add the probabilities because what if instead of saying OR, I said and? What if she wanted, like, you spin the spinner once and get clean bedroom, and then you spin the spinner again and you get rake leaves? I want both to happen. That's not going to be add. And we'll get to figuring out how to deal with those. But right now, what I need you to know is if it's or, if it's either, we add. But we got more to practice, but they're not on your paper, so you might need your graph paper back out now.
So do we put our paper away? Or
Yeah, so now, because that was everything from 127, you can clip that in if you would like to put it where it's safe. And then we should always have graph paper out. That should never be a surprise. Graph paper, but you probably already had it out if you got it out at the beginning of class. Because it's pretty much always necessary. Once you're ready, go ahead and start reading, which is up here, but I need some volunteers to tell me what I should highlight. What is important? What is important? Miss?
So I feel like it's important. On the first paragraph, it says she has a paper bag containing hundreds of wooden pencils, mechanical pencils, and blue pens.
So hold up. Hundreds. That doesn't really tell me anything. I mean, it means a lot, right? But then what do we really? Okay, so wooden pencils. I think I'm going to give that one color. Mechanical pencils. I think I'm going to give that a different color. And then blue.
Yeah.
So really, what do we learn from that statement? There are three things, right? There are three things in the bag. Guys, let's go ahead and call this W, M, and we just want to say P, like wooden, mechanical, and then pens. Or do you want to say blue? Do you want to say P or B? P. P? P. Okay. So let's go ahead and on your graph paper, go ahead and just jot down, because we're just kind of collecting our ideas. W, because we've got wooden pencils. M, because we've got mechanical pencils, and P, because we've got some pens. Right? We don't know how many of any, and you can write out the words if you want, but I try to make your life easier. Stuart forgot his pencil, and it's quiz day. Stuart.
Really?
We only have one pencil.
Miss Nguyen is how you would actually say that. Tells him that 1 out of every 3 students who reaches into the bag pulls out a wooden pencil. I think I should probably highlight that, but I'm trying to decide in what color.
Oh, yellow?
Miss, you can't run all of class.
Oh.
You're
I'm
correct.
sorry.
You're correct. You raised your hand, and within half a second, you were blurting out the answer. Yeah, Misk is right. Why yellow?
Because we
That's
highlighted it yellow.
What do you mean? Highlighted what
On the
yellow?
top, it says wooden pencils, and we highlighted that yellow.
Ah, wooden pencils. I had highlighted yellow. So besides your W, what could we put with your W on your paper? But we don't all necessarily have you. What did they just tell us? What did I highlight? 1 out of 3. So guys, wooden is 1 out of 3. Go ahead and write that down. It doesn't matter how many, because there's hundreds. As literally Mr. Shoup used to pick up all the pencils in the hallway in the evenings, and he had a bag with hundreds of pens and pencils. Right? He's the best. 2 out of every 5 pull out a mechanical pencil. I guess anybody. What color should I highlight that next sentence? Green. Green, because that went with my mechanicals. 2 out of every 5. So wait. What did they just tell me?
2 over 5.
2 over 5. 2 out of 5 is 2 out of, like 2 over, right? It's a fraction. Figure out what fraction is blue pens. Because the rest of them are blue pens. Figure out what fraction are blue pens.
Maybe at the end of the year, I'm gonna be called teacher's pet.
I would never. I might call you my favorite.
Yay!
I nominated myself as the least favorite.
I don't agree with that one. I would still like to give you a skateboard.
So we have to find a common denominator because that's how it works. I don't know how to explain it. So to find one, you have to multiply 3.
Do you have the answer? I don't really want the answer. I'm using for a question. Or you more so want to talk about the answer?
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I figured you did. Ooh, Gabe, what do we need before we need a common denominator? What would be good between 3 and 5? 15. So times 5 over 5 makes, what would W equal now then? 5 fifteenths. And M are mechanical. What do we multiply there? 3 over 3, right?
That's 5, 15, 6.
Ooh, careful. That's what?
16, 15.
That's what? Slow down, man. You're going too fast. 6 fifteenths. So, guys, together, what is already taken up? Anybody? 11. What's left? 4. So P has to be 4/15.
I love having a brain.
I do too.
Same. Can
Say
you
like
imagine? Well, I mean, if you didn't have a brain, I guess you wouldn't be able to imagine. So,
Imagine.
what? I mean, like, seriously. All right. So hold on. Last question. Either a wooden pencil or mechanical pencil. Answer that with your teammate. You have 4 seconds.
Wait.
1,
either
2,
and then
3,
add.
4.
That means there's nothing to add. Yeah. 11, 15. No.
Because we already answered it.
Oh wait. Oh,
You already did it.
mechanical pencils.
Guys, back up here. 15 seconds and then you're out of here. Back up here real quick. Either wooden or mechanical. Guys, we just said either. Christian told us. Either means add. Wooden or mechanical. We already added those. What was that? 11/15. And that's how we got our blue pens. I was going to throw all of them in the air, but that's a waste of time. Flip your papers. Flip your papers in the binder. Have a wonderful day. But if you don't flip your papers, you're not allowed to have a wonderful day. This looks like, actually, this looks a little bit like Miss Howard's dad.
Wait, what?
When he grows in a beard, like a little, not a lot, but like a
You
little.
met her dad?
I used to work at a Rockwall with him. Yeah, it's a small world. Columbus is not that big. I knew him before I knew her.
You wanna know something? So one time I was at Costco with my parents, and so I saw a lady, just like
Yeah.
I didn't really care. And then we went to TJ Maxx, and I saw her again.
You're like, we're just shopping together. We're just spending the day together.
My tax and math class